Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap. Sistas Season 6, Episode 18. Child from the Blindside. Baby. Do you see what I see? Did you hear what I hear? Bitch, okay, I did not have it on my 2023 bingo card that we was going to come on over here, child. This whole time I'm thinking Gary is just being his usual stalker self, playing games, trying to see what Andy is up to since he's so obsessed with her. Meanwhile, no, baby, honey, we went even deeper, even lower, child, all the way to hell, to the bottom of the pits, baby, okay, and came back up because Raggedy Gary out here with a whole daggone fiance who, by the way, is Jordan's sister, child. So Gary was over here with Jasmine, Andy, and Penelope, honey. He was saying, you get a house, you get a house, you get a car, you get a car, you get the ring, you get to be the fiance, you get a baby, and you get me just being old, crazy, and deranged, chasing your ass all around town, making you think that you can't have nobody else. Meanwhile, I got a whole damn life that I'm living out here, faking and fronting and stunting. What? Girl, bye. I said, what is going on? A whole 3 years, y'all, out in these streets. And Jordan talking about, I'm glad my sister finally got a good man because she done been through the scum of the earth. I said, baby, she got the dirtiest ninja out here, Jordan. Ooh, yeah. Danny was me. I was Danny. She is me. She is she. Yes, yes, yes. I was here for every single minute of it. Okay, she wanted them to spill the beans. Would y'all have spilled it? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Meanwhile, Calvin was telling Maurice he was going to take him on a date. I really didn't care nothing about nothing else, honey. I want to get back and want to know what was going to happen with this. Okay, Zach and Fatima was out here looking for Michael Child. Then he missing. The neighbor cursing him out because he was going to give her money. Okay, telling him, what do she think this is? What do he think this is? But then wouldn't let him walk away without saying, you know, just give me just a touch, all right? Just a little bit. I'll take a little bit of it, all right? But we don't know where Michael at. He been missing all day. He haven't been home. He was walking with a limp, so we looking for him, searching for him high and low in all of the daggone hospitals. Child, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Break it on down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. Baby, I said no. Are you serious right now? I'm thinking Gary over here playing, mind games. I'm saying, well, why Gary busy saying he don't know who the hell Andy is? And she trying to figure it out too. We both looking at each other saying, girl, what is this? And we keep hearing Jordan mentioning that his sister's on his way, and Gary just keep trying to get out of here saying that he gotta leave, and he like, no, you ain't going nowhere. What the hell are you talking about? You just got here. And he's like, y'all know each other? And it's like, yeah. She's saying, yeah, we do. Gary saying, no, we don't. Meanwhile, Danny and freaking Sabrina peeping Gary from the table like, I know that ain't who I think it is. And they saying they know him from around the way too, and they like, you do? And they say, yeah, it's a small world after all right? And so, of course, this is just confusing the hell out of Andy, and she's just basically trying to gather her, so she got her to go in the house, and Danny's over here, walking over, honey, baby. Danny said, nah, I got to see what's going on, all right? And, Sabrina trying to get her to still sit down and stay there with her, and she like, nah, I think this is a conversation that I need to, get into, all right? The tea is brewing, honey, okay? The kettle is on the stove, and it's going off. It's time to, see what's popping, all right? And go ahead and pour it in the damn cup, child. I said, Lord, mercy. And it wasn't hot, yeah, yes it was. Let me take a swig of my drink, baby. We need something strong for this one. So Danny was like, nah, I got to get over here. And Sabrina trying to get her to stay and sit, and she like, girl, no, this is calling me, okay? It's calling my name. And so, of course, the friends is confused, like, I'm saying, they know Gary. What the heck is going on? Like, how y'all know him? And I loved how Danny was like, he's just a regular old Atlanta asshole, okay, from around the way. And, they had to go ahead and, of course, intervene, do a little huddle, okay? We got to get together and round up the girls because what? What is happening? What's going on? What is he doing here? How does he know them? And why is he trying to pretend that he don't know who the hell you are? And it's like, I don't know, okay? I'm very confused. I'm just as confused as you are, right? Now, we know that Danny can't stand no daggone Gary, and Gary can't stand Danny, with good reason, okay? And so, of course, when she first coming over and, being all with the fake smile and the fake niceness, he's just, awkward as hell, and he's still trying to get up away from the man. The way that Andy was looking at him, if looks could kill, he would have definitely been dropped dead on the spot, right? And so, basically he kept saying, you know how it is. You always got to go make money, business first and stuff like that. I be too business, and it's too much and I got things to handle, so I got to go. And, Danny over here, like, you don't want to see this ball player with this accomplished, attorney. And he's like, oh, yeah, y'all hang out, y'all enjoy yourselves, y'all have a good time, but I'm going to go, right? And he just thoroughly telling him how, no, you can't go or whatever. He's like, Tony, Rich, I'm going to see you guys later, bring your A games when we go to play golf and all of that. Like, I'm out of here, let me just make a call real quick, but y'all go ahead and mingle and enjoy yourselves. It's a beautiful night out and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And so he looking mad confused, and he telling Andy and them that he gonna go talk to, Gary and see what's going on. And then they go in the meantime, like I said, to do their little girl huddle and trying to figure out what's going on. We just all lost. So Danny being Danny, she said, nah, I can't take it no more. Okay, she go to the door and she over here like, Gary, come on. Bring it on in. Bring it in the house. Okay, we need to see you. We need to talk to you. We want to holler at you. And he like, who, me? And it's like, yes, you. Okay, so we start to bring the party in the house. Him and the fellas all come walking in, and not too long behind that, we got Sis walking in, and it's like, hey, this my sister. You get to meet her, Penelope or whatever. And then we seeing her with this big old belly. We asking her how she feeling and how the belly feeling and how the baby feeling. And it's like, of course, Danny is the one to be like, wait a minute. Wow, you so pretty. You expecting you having a baby? Oh, yes, we're having a baby. And we like, who's we? Okay, we think we're the same France. Who is we? And it's like, oh, me and Gary, my fiance. Okay, we expecting this baby. Oh, really? Well, how long have you been with Gary? When has this came to be? We over here talking about how we've been together 3 years now. Mind you, this whole time they talking to her, Gary ain't nowhere to be seen. We over here saying, where the hell did this, Gary disappear to? He was just here like peekaboo, okay? And we don't know, what I'm saying, what happened to him. He was just standing here, whatever, and he's basically been trying to leave since he got here, whatever, right? And he was like, I think he went somewhere on his phone. And they said, anybody seen Gary around? Is he still on his phone? And it's like, that's the longest phone call I ever heard of or whatever, right? And so she just basically saying it's all good. And she's like, well, anyway, hey, like, Andy, it's so nice to finally meet you. My brother has been head over heels, over you. He don't usually get so wrapped up into anybody or whatever, but he really, really seems to like you or whatever the case may be. And, Andy over here smiling like, okay, thank you. And it's just real awkward. And she just wanting to get out of here, especially after her face crumbled with finding out this news of me and Gary and the fact that they've been together 3 years. So it's like, child, Danny said biblically, she was like, yeah, that's my fiance. And, Sabrina over here, fiance, oh my gosh, And so we trying to get whatever little tea we could get bit by bit, crumb by crumb, okay? Get some cookies on there too, child, and find out what we can, because obviously this whole damn, thing has been a complete and utter lie, all right? So, she start to say like, we're going to hang out. We're going to get to know you because he's been so excited and he really likes you and all of that. And he just can't stop talking about you, right? And so, of course, he's uncomfortable with having his sister keep putting him on the spot and blowing up his spot. So he go and find Gary and bring him back in. And then Gary is telling her like, yeah, why don't we get out of here? We got to go. And she's like, oh, no, baby, come here. Let me calm you down, okay? I know the things to do and to say, all right? It's just that you get a little fidgety or whatever. Calm it on down, bring it on in. Like, hi, baby, come here, Snickums, okay? Let me send to you and bring you to your happy place. And now we ain't going nowhere. We gonna stay right here. He over here talking about, look at you. You look great. And, everybody else is just pretty much staring. And Sabrina trying to rub, Andy on the back and comfort her, whatever, right? And she's saying, nah, we not gonna go nowhere. We gonna stay. And the fellas is pretty much like, come on, man, you ain't going nowhere. You gotta stay or whatever, right? And she over here telling him how they need to cuddle. And Danny's like, what, cuddle? And she's like, yeah, he just needs a little cuddle. Come on, cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. Okay. And so we over here rubbing noses and shit. I said, Bitch. Now, child, once she said they was staying, he was like, okay, and we saying I love you and all of that, right? And we start bringing the food and stuff in, sitting it on the table, and we just pretty much, still very awkward, still out of place, and still, ready to, child, I want to kick Gary damn teeth in the whole time he was standing there, child. And I felt like that's what Danny wanted to do. Like, we was just spirit animals in that moment. But, nobody wasn't saying nothing, and he was still trying to say, I think we should leave them to enjoy their night, and we should just go home. And she was like, nope, that's it. And she was like, plus, I want some of that food, okay? I smell that food cooking. I'm hungry. We gonna be up in here. Like, do y'all got it spicy? I hope that y'all do. The food smells amazing. And then he like, oh, yeah, I know how you like it spicy. And then, they were saying it was the baby. And at one point, I think it was Danny that started being like, oh, spicy baby. Okay, we going to get the baby some hot sauce in the milk or whatever when it's born. So we laughing about that. Now, she suggests that the fellas go outside and spend time together and have boy time and let her really get to know Andy or whatever. She want to know all about her, everything there is to know. And, let them have their girl time. So she was like, I'm going to sit on right down here and wait for y'all. So Danny was like, okay, we going to be over there in a minute. Just let us kind of chit-chat amongst ourselves for a minute. And then we going to join you. Gary over here talking about, you going to do that for real? So he go outside with the fellas. And Danny and them step to the side and they like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, I can't believe this. And Danny is saying, I don't care, right? Frankly, I don't give a damn. She like, all I want to know is, like, what time are we spilling the tea? She has to know what's going on or whatever, right? And, Andy's saying, no, we can't do that to her. She's like, come on, look at her. She looks so happy. And, and she's pregnant. She's very pregnant. Like, I don't want to sit here and be the reason why her life is turned upside down and destroyed. And Danny is like, nah, we owe it to her. We have to do it for that reason because she deserves to know what the hell is really happening and that she's basically being played. But at this point, Sabrina and Andy is feeling like, nah, we can't do that. And Danny was like, hey, girl, okay, I got the chips, and went on over there and wasn't paying them no mind, child, okay? In the meantime, Gary looking, freaking nervous as hell over there shivering in his damn boots as he's standing talking with the guys. And so they go ahead and they sit down, with her. And then we get over to Karen Place. It wasn't much happening with that. Okay, Mr. Jason Weaver, the contractor, stops by and he got the, assessment of how much it's gonna be. Now, on the one hand, when he first sit down and show her the paperwork, she like, whoa, that much? Like, this is, kind of a lot right here, right? And she was like, you seem like you keep bracing me for what it's gonna be. Because on one hand, he was saying that he let the guy know that it was a pregnant single lady that needed help or whatever. So he really wanted to get it back to her as fast as he could or whatever, right? And he's like, we'll try to work out whatever we can and help and get discounts and stuff like that if we can too. And she's like, okay, well, thank you. She was like, but you seem like you keep, being hesitant to show me what the figure is. Now, they didn't tell us what the figure is, but when she first looked at it, she was like, wow, that much? Okay. But then later she ends up saying like, oh no, well, I got the money and it's not that bad, because he was telling her like, well, there's a few different options. If you feel like I'm going, crazy with it or whatever, because I guarantee you that this is the best numbers out there. You could call up some other places and you can basically compare and see and make sure that we are really giving you the best prices and compare the prices if you want or whatever, right? And then she was asking him how long it was going to take, and he said he have to look into it, but if he had to take a guess or estimate, the fastest he could probably go is 5 months. And the reason why it's also going to take that long is because he have to have time, to get all the things in order, and they've changed up things. But he was like, I'm sure if you call your insurance, then they would give you an estimate. So of course she lets him know that she don't have no insurance, and he was like, but then how the hell you gonna pay for it? And she's like, she got the money. And he like, oh, okay, well, great, right? So I said, I bet you wish you ain't, rip that check up now. You better tape that bad boy back together. I can't remember. Did she get to give it back to him? I think she did. But anyway, he was telling her she's sure. And he's, she like, yeah. But then it gets a little, I don't know, weird and extra, I guess, whatever way you want to look at it. When he started telling her, because she was like, well, how the hell did you know to be like, I'm a single mom or whatever, or I'm going to be a single mom? Where did you get that part from? And he was like, oh, I heard Pamela talking. And she was like, right, Pamela, of course it was her, whatever, right? And so he's like, and any extra help that you need, if you need anything for the baby or anything like that, like, trust me and my wife, we got a bunch of clothes and we know everything there is to know about kids, okay? And we save up clothes. We like damn hoarders. We got it going all the way up to 9 years old, so we could give you whatever you need and with that. And she's like, okay. And he's basically telling her that she can call him for whatever help that, she needs. So I don't know, maybe he just was being a nice extra guy, right? But it seemed like a pleasant, time, and like she's pretty much on board with what she wants to do, and at least knows what her next steps is gonna be as far as the salon and all that go. So then she calls Pam and she tells her, like, I'm gonna send you this list. And Pam is like, girl, like, you know what I mean? This is my free time, honey. You ain't paying for me for this, and I ain't got the money to go and pay for all these supplies. And she was like, no, I got a tab at the store. I pay my bills, so you still basically could go up in there and just tell them the things that I need. And then when she sends Pam the list, Pam like, damn, this list is, long as hell. So she basically was like, listen, can you get it for me or not? She tells her, yeah, she got her. Don't worry about it. She gonna get her. She like, yeah, okay, well, you back to being, a boss bitch. So we like, okay, cool, Pam gonna take care of that. So moving on from there, child, we see Calvin talking about how he gonna go ahead and take Dan Maurice out on a night on the town. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find you your prince or whatever the case may be. That's gonna sweep you up off your feet or whatever the case may be and make you, their king. And he's like, you mean queen? He said, damn, whatever royalty you want it to be. All right. I got you, right? We gonna find you somebody good that's gonna take care of you and treat you right. And so he tell him to go ahead and meet him downstairs, that he gonna take him out from a night on the town. So then we seeing, Zach and Fatima sitting in the car, whatever, outside. And we're just debating, like, should we go up? Should we not go up? We still don't want to do it the wrong way. We don't want to go up here and take him. Why don't we go ahead and call up the judge first and make sure what's what? And I'm sorry, not the judge but the lawyer, and the lawyer actually says that he can meet with them in the morning. So they like, that's a good thing. So it's like, do you want to go back home? Nah, I don't want to go back home. I at least want us to go up and check in on him and make sure that he's good. So we say that that's what we gonna do. But when we get outside the car, who's there? Peekaboo, okay, jumping up right in our faces. 2 seconds later, the damn neighbor, okay? And she over here talking about some, they not there. If you was about to go upstairs, you would be wasting your time, honey. They gone. They been gone all day. I ain't seen them. And when they did leave, he was over here with his, leg hurting or whatever the case, limping. So I hope she took that damn baby to the hospital, okay? She might have went to one of the hospitals, but I don't know which one it is. And then she basically saying how they haven't seen none of the guys around ever since they came and checked them or whatever the case may be, right? It's been nobody there, so they did such a good job with that. And I'm like, wasn't that just the other day? And if you ain't see them then today all day, then girl, okay, whatever, right? So then she's basically there, and Fatima's like, do you still have my number? And if they do come back around, let us know. Are you sure? She over here talking about, what did you think, I'm just some nosy neighbor? I said, yes, you are, miss. But before I could even finish getting it out of my mouth, she was like, yes, I am a damn nosy neighbor. I ain't got nothing else to do but stand out here, okay? All I got is time. So I'll be watching stuff. And Zach is like, okay, thank you. And then, any help that you could give would be appreciated. And, here's a little something for you. Baby, why she went off on like a whole 5-hour rant of, who do you think you are? You come around here with your fancy car and your fancy money, and you trying to throw money in my face. You think I want money? And they keep apologizing and saying they didn't mean to offend her and this, that, and the third. Or for her to turn around 2 seconds later and be like, well, you could give me just a little pinch of it. I do be struggling and I do be needing some change or whatever the case may be, okay? Since you both said sorry. I said, lady, you sat here wasting damn time that could have been spent on something else. Ain't nobody got time to play around with you and your freaking shenanigans, okay? Acting like you was so damn offended that he was offering the damn money. Anyway, child, so then they went ahead, to leave. And I'm curious to see how that's going to play out, because remember, she keeps saying how she called the authorities several different times on number when Mr. Wesley, the damn lawyer, was looking it up. As far as anybody that's putting in complaints, he said it was no calls coming up. So is she calling and they just not putting it in the system? And I know Fatima had told him that, yes, she have a witness that would be able to help her out. But anyway, Pam calls up, not Sabrina, Karen child, and so she got all of the stuff or whatever, and she's like, great. So she telling her, like, do you still want to come to work? It would only be for part-time. And basically what her idea is to go ahead and do it out her house. She like, the guy did stop by with a surprise visit. He gave me the estimate, and it's actually not that bad. So I said, well, which one is it, girl? Because you were saying that, it was a whole lot when you was talking to him, but then you telling Pam it ain't that bad. But nonetheless, I digress, moving right along. Apparently she feels like this is something that she's going to be able to do. Of course, we have Pam saying, well, do you want to call Aaron and ask him for help? Nope, she ain't trying to do that. Do you want to call Zach and ask him for any kind of help? Nope, I don't want to do that. What I want you to do is to ask the fellas and, just see who you could round up. And I want us to go ahead and do it from out of here, whatever. As far as the chemicals, we could put whatever extra air. At one point, she told Pam, well, why we can't do it from your house, girl? She said, I can't even barely fit 2 people in my house. She was like, yeah, that's true. So Pam agreed that she would come part-time. She was like, part-time is better than nothing. She said, child, a damn kitchen, beautician or whatever. And she told her this was going to be hella ghetto. Okay, well, her trying to set up everything to be able to make it work as far as the chemicals. And she's like, well, what other choice do I have? Because she let her know that when he talked to her about all the estimates and stuff, he was also saying that it was going to take 5 months for them to get it all together. And Pam was like, damn, that's a long time. So she like, yeah, obviously I'm still going to need to make money and make it do what it do, while I'm waiting to find out, to get that straight or whatever the case may be and get it done. She over here having her damn zen time, okay, woosah, when Pam calls her. So when she hang up the phone with her, she basically like, where was I at? Okay, let me get back to my relax, relate, release. All right, and she go ahead and hang up the phone. So now, it was also funny too. I gotta add in when Pam told her, listen, we ain't on a damn family plan. You over here wanting me to make phone calls from my damn phone. You could call them on yours. I said, I know that's right. But anyway, basically we had got back to Zach and Fatima at the hospital. They not finding him. They don't really know where to look. They don't even know what last name she's using for him. And of course this just got him really stressed and worried, and he's saying different things like, I can't believe I'm in this situation. It was only one time, and it's like it only takes one time, and I never thought that this is what it was going to be, and all the different things that I was doing or whatever the case may be. And he was like, I just stay making mistakes. I stay messing up. And she was like, you don't mess up no more than anybody else. Like, I messed up too, and I could have been in the same situation as you. And he was like, what you mean by this? And she was saying she never wanted to talk about it. And he was like, well, obviously you got to talk about it. We here now, like, spit it out. So she tells him about how, back in the day, she was about 17. She got with this guy. Her mother and father was steadily telling her to stay the hell away from him. She didn't listen, and she ended up getting pregnant by him. A gym teacher called and was like, I think you better take Fatima to the doctor. And when she went, sure enough, she was pregnant, but she ended up losing the baby. And so, she was just devastated by it and everything like that. It still hurts her, even though, on other terms, on the other side of it, she was telling Zach, because he was like, well, if I would have met you all those years ago, we would have had a child damn near grown right now. And she was like, no, we wouldn't have. You was in a different place at that time. I was in a different place. And I feel like God don't make mistakes. Like, whatever happens, happens for a reason and stuff like that. But I can't wait till one day when I do have your child. And, shoot, you already over here with two. Because she was saying, I'll, be happy when I have your baby. And he was like, will you? And she said, yeah. So he was basically like, babies. And she was like, slow down. Okay, slow your roll. Like, let's take it slow. You already got 2 on the way or whatever. Let's not jump and get too crazy about it. So he basically had laughed about that. And, he was like, yeah, I can't wait to have it with you either, because it's going to be a whole different type of situation and element or whatever. And I'm going to be there every step of the way with you to see everything that you go through. So I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Because I could have sworn that she was supposed to be already pregnant. I'm sick of Tyler Perry and these timelines and trying to keep up with it, so I'm not even going to do it no more. And I don't know why I fell down the rabbit hole to do it in the first place, because I'm the one that usually is the first one to say that these are two different damn timelines. But I was over here like, okay, yeah, that makes sense to the way she was acting and the way things went in the first half of the damn Sistas. And now we get to the second half and it's like, y'all damn done confused me all over again. So child, whatever. Okay, apparently she is not pregnant yet as far as this goes, but they were saying and planning of how they would be. And of course she was just telling Zach the same thing she's told him before, that he would be an amazing father, and he was saying he hopes so. And she was like, no, I see how you are with him, and you definitely are going to have all the elements, much love, compassion, discipline, and everything that he needs, everything that you were never given. And he was like, that's definitely what he wanted to, right? And so that was a cool conversation with them. Now, child, we basically, was like, it's really not much else we could do but wait and just, go to this daggone lawyer tomorrow, and we are going to get him back. Don't worry about it, and you going to do what you have to do. And he was feeling bad because he was like, yeah, but this is a brand new, fresh relationship that we just started, and we going to be coming into it with a child. And she's like, hey, we going to make it work, right? It is what it is. So we get back on over here to Mr. Jordan house, honey, and we kicking it, we laughing, we having conversation, we finding out about how he done bought, Miss Penelope a house and a damn car too. And we like, oh, let me guess, it's a Rolls Royce. But she was like, oh no, baby, I ain't got time for Rolls Royces. I don't do them type of cars, okay? I ain't into the fancy smancy. And I feel like people that be having those cars are not thinking about the fact that how so many other people are struggling. I don't know what one really had to do with the other, but okay. And then they was like, oh, well, actually, Andy does have that car. And she's like, oh my God, no offense. And they was like, yeah, Ann is, actually a man that's like Gary too. She has a Gary too, honey. You wouldn't believe it's like the exact same damn person, okay? That's what Danny was saying. She was like, literally, it's uncanny, okay? So Penelope over here like, wait. And, Danny saying, I can't hold it much longer. And they keep telling Danny to shut up. And she was like, well, my brother likes you so much. She started talking about that again and saying how, he's such a really good guy, and, it's hard to find them. And so Andy was saying that's good to know. And she was like, he's a lot like their dad, loving, hardworking, and most importantly, faithful. So here she go talking about how it's so hard to find somebody faithful. And she's so happy that she found, Gary, and each one of them going very important, very important, very important. So Charles, the whole time Sabrina saying, you'll be surprised. And Danny saying, girl, you never know. Sometimes you be thinking they faithful and they living a whole damn double life in front of you, okay? They a whole polygamist. So, who knew and all of that. And Penelope is like, no. So, meanwhile, in between, Danny keep going, I don't think I can hold it any longer. And she keeps saying, well, what's going on? And then Sabrina and Andy busy saying nothing. And they like, Danny can't hold her alcohol, don't pay her no mind. She done drunk too damn much or whatever. And the fellas start coming over, basically, pulling them away one by one. Tony is pulling away, Danny and saying, come on, dance with me and all that. Meanwhile, Andy every other minute looking at Gary with the freaking evil eyes or whatever, and Gary turning around looking every which way. And then Penelope go ahead and call him over, and he like, what y'all over here talking about? And they say, oh, we talking about how much she love you, and we talking about the apartment in the car, and we talking about the baby, and we talking about the timeline together, and we talking about how you getting married and the wedding and the beautiful dress that she showed us. Like, y'all doing a photo shoot too? Did y'all do a photo shoot? Yeah, vintage dress and all of that. And she like, yeah, we supposed to be doing a maternity suit. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Well, how y'all like that? And he like, y'all talked about all of that? And they like, yeah. So, Danny and her boo get up first and they get to dancing. Then Sabrina boo trying to drag her away to dance. And then Penelope telling Andy to go dance with her brother. And he's saying no, how he don't know how to dance. And she like, that's okay. She could teach her. So then Andy is like, well, girl, you go ahead and get up and dance with Gary. Gary be a gentleman and help her on love child the whole time. Her eyes is searing through him, baby. If she was Superman, she would have burned some holes right through his damn body. And so... in this case, Superwoman, right? And so everybody getting on the dance floor, and then Andy's finally like, you know what, come on, I'm gonna teach you how to dance. And she like, do it this way and go slow and relax, and putting his arms, around her waist. And he's saying how his sister have been with all these dirty dudes, and he's just so happy, okay, that she finally found Gary. And I'm yelling at the TV, Jordan, if only you know, okay, boo. And in the meantime, Gary trying to act like he's so into just, having this dance, and she's still busy looking at him or whatever. And then Danny basically, we all stop dancing or whatever, and Danny comes over, and she's basically like, girl, like, how long are we gonna keep playing these games? Like, either you gonna tell her or I'm gonna tell her. I'm not gonna keep holding it. She like, this is even more reason why we gotta keep it real with her and let her know what's going on, because basically it's been two black women that have been played here, because Andy was saying she didn't want to hurt her, and she didn't want to do nothing like that to another, black woman. And this would be a crazy way for her to find out. Honey, didn't she walk on up and heard them and was like, wait a minute, huh? What happened? Rewind what you said, because I thought I had heard. Like, what is going on here? And that is basically how the episode ended. Baby, would y'all have told it? Would y'all have even held on as long as they did? Or would y'all have said something right off the bat? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Let's discuss it down there. What did y'all think about this episode? What you rated, all of that good stuff. What you liked, what you didn't like. Put that in the comments. If it's anything that I left out, put that in the comments. We will discuss it down there. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky, y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that y'all stay tuned for the subscribe-a-thon. We got something coming every single day. Raising Canaan is going to be back in the building. Tomorrow night is movie night with the ladies, the Jacksons, and American Dream. And right after that live, we're going to be going live for the pre-game for Raising Canaan. Then Life After Lockup is going to be Friday night. Self-Care Saturday is going to be Saturday. And what you should be watching is going to be Saturday. And then Sunday is going to be Rapish. And then Monday going to be Kingdom Business. And then Tuesday going to be the Oval. And then Wednesday going to be Sistas again. And we just going to keep it going and going and going and going. And that's what I got, y'all. So next time, toodaloo.